Welcome back to Two for Joy, Geordies. Today we're going to be debunking the myth that Newcastle overpaid for the German Geordie, the giant colossus, Nick Woltemade, and why I believe this guy will go on to be a 20-goal-a-season striker. If you like the content, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Let's get into it. So to start off with, basically, Geordies, I want to go through debunking this myth that £69 million was too much money for Nick Woltemade. And the stats will prove it. So if I go through the strikers that have come in this summer, we'll start with Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres, 7 appearances, 2 goals. Chelsea, João Pedro, 7 appearances, 2 goals. Chelsea, Liam Delap, 2 appearances, 0 goals. Liverpool, Alex Isak, 4 appearances, 0 goals. Hugo Ekitike for Liverpool, 7 appearances, 3 goals. Benjamin Sesko at Man United, 7 appearances, 2 goals. And finally, Nick Woltemade, 4 appearances, 3 goals. 3 in 4, scoring in every home game at St James's Park, equalling the record, the current record, of Les Ferdinand and Alan Shearer, the greats. But where I really want to focus on this is I keep hearing this narrative that Hugo Ekitike was a fantastic signing for 79 million, and I'm not saying he wasn't. I think the guy's class. I think we know he's class because we tried to go in for him twice. We tried to go in for him before PSG bought him, and we tried to go in for him before Liverpool bought him. But if you take Ekitike's stats, and he's looked fantastic in the Premier League to start, he has scored a goal, 1 goal in every 128 minutes of Premier League football that he's played this season. If you compare that to Nick Woltemade, he has scored a goal, 1 goal in every 107 minutes. This guy has absolutely blown Ekitike out of the water. And the narrative that we hear, like everything, is that Ekitike is the better player. He's more exciting. He's got more in his locker. He can do this. He can do that. I genuinely think the Premier League are sleeping on Nick Woltemade. And I won't just say they've come over, they've both started well, they've hit the ground running. If we were to go back one season and look at Ekitike in the Bundesliga and Nick Woltemade in the Bundesliga, I've got those stats here as well. And Ekitike in 33 games scored 15 goals, having played 2,582 minutes. He scored 1 goal every 172 minutes of football. It's a fantastic return. But if we look at Nick Woltemade, 28 games, he played less. 12 goals, he scored 3 less. In 1,620 minutes, he played nearly 1,000 minutes of football less. And he was scoring 1 goal in every 135 minutes of football, which is an absolutely ridiculous stat. So, while everybody thought Ekitike was the highest scoring youngster, which he was in the Bundesliga last season, he also played 1,000 minutes more football than Nick Woltemade. Now, I watched a video online earlier today that showed me Nick Woltemade's last 20 shots on goal. And some of those were previously at Stuttgart for the end of last season. But his last 20 shots on goal, and that's not on target, that is just shots at goal, he scored 10 goals out of his last 20 shots. This guy is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. There are things that he can do that previous strikers we've had, namely one that didn't want to play for us, couldn't do. His close control is like nothing I've ever seen. I think this guy has everything in his locker to go on and be not only a 20 goal a season striker, but a top striker across any league in the world. And I have to say, he couldn't be at a better club for development. Basically, where I'm at, if I'm looking across the Premier League at the prices that were paid, Victor Gyökeres, £55 million, João Pedro, £60 million, Liam Delap, £30 million, Alex Isak, £125 million, Ekitike, £79 million, Benjamin Sesko, £70 million, Nick Woltemade, £69 million. Nick Woltemade is, price-wise, the best bang for your buck. And this myth that Newcastle have overpaid for a striker, and I know everybody's going to say rejection FC, you wanted João Pedro, you wanted Delap, you wanted Ekitike, you wanted Sesko, and you got stuck with Woltemade as the last choice. Well, if we did, and that's the way it happened, it's a bloody happy coincidence, because he's got the best numbers out of every striker on this list. So in conclusion, what I'm saying is, I believe Nick Woltemade is the best bang for your buck striker brought in this summer's transfer window. And I think the stats don't lie. If you've stayed to the end of the video, I'm going to ask you, please, if you think Nick Woltemade is the best signing of this window, please give this video a like. Be sure to sub if you've enjoyed the content, guys. Hit me up in the comments if there's anything you disagree with or you just want to have a chat. And hopefully, guys, I will see you in the next one.